From IsReal News, this is the morning brief for Thursday, April 9th. Tensions remain high across the Middle East despite a ceasefire between the United States and Iran. Israeli communities in the north face renewed rocket fire from Lebanon, while officials warn the fragile pause in fighting could collapse in the coming days. About 30 rockets were launched toward Kiryat Shmona and surrounding communities in the Galilee since the morning hours. Most were intercepted and several landed in open areas. Emergency services reported no unusual calls or casualties. Hezbollah claimed responsibility for the fire, saying the attacks were in response to what it describes as Israeli violations of the ceasefire. The Israeli military says it carried out significant strikes overnight in Lebanon. The IDF confirms the killing of Ali Yusuf Harshi in Beirut, described as a close advisor and personal secretary to Hezbollah Secretary General Naim Qassem. Israeli forces also struck two major crossings used by Hezbollah to move weapons south of the Litani River, along with roughly 10 weapons depots, launchers, and command centers in southern Lebanon. In Washington, U.S. Central Command says American forces have paused offensive operations following the ceasefire but remain fully prepared if fighting resumes. The command says U.S. forces carried out more than 13,000 strikes on Iranian military targets during the conflict. Iranian officials accuse Israel of undermining diplomacy. President Masoud Pezeshkian says Israeli attacks in Lebanon violate the ceasefire and make negotiations meaningless. Iran's foreign ministry says the country was close to responding militarily overnight, but held back to allow space for diplomacy. Officials say an Iranian delegation will travel to peace talks in Islamabad only if Israel halts attacks in Lebanon. At the same time, Iran's atomic energy chief insists the country's nuclear program cannot be restricted by its enemies. Regional officials tell the Wall Street Journal there is a strong possibility the war could resume despite the ceasefire. President Donald Trump echoes that warning. Writing on social media, Trump says U.S. forces and weapons will remain positioned in and around Iran until a real agreement is implemented. He warns that if a deal fails, the fighting will resume with greater force than before. Markets are reacting to the uncertainty. The S&P 500 slips, while oil prices climb back above $100 a barrel as traders watch the fragile ceasefire and the situation in the Strait of Hormuz. Those are the latest headlines from IsReal News.